Welcome back to Joey Burns Arena here in Denver, Colorado. First period, moments underway as we're waiting for the teams to come back on the ice. We wanted to thank you for joining us here on Price Productions for tonight's game against DU versus CU. Like I said at the top of the broadcast, it'll be the first time that both of the teams will face tonight. We'll bring you starting lineups here over the PA, and then we will bring you the first period. Just a couple of game notes tonight. Starting in goal, 31, Caleb Allen, and number 31, Caleb Allen for the Buffs. And then for the Pioneers, it'll be number 1, Jackson Karlitz. And Zamboni is finished. We're just waiting for both teams on the ice. And it'll take you a brief trip back to last season on how this series played out. It was DU that led this regular season series 3-1 last year, and then DU would go on to beat CU 3-1 in the semifinals, going on to face Metro State in the conference finals for the Big Mountain Hockey Conference, losing that game 5-1. And CU looking to start out strong against the Pioneers, a team that they struggled against last year, looking to continue their hot start to the season again. CU, the only Colorado team in the Rocky Mountain Rumble that skated away with their 2-1 series win against the Montana State's team. It was an overtime goal against DU that fortunately made them drop to 1-2 against the University of Montana. A 5-4 loss in overtime, bringing their record to 4-1-1. On Saturday, DU against the Montana State Bobcats. It was just sluggish from the puck drop, a fast Montana State team that just hemmed the Pioneers in their zone, and for most of the night just had their way with the offensive zone and the deep pressure for the Pioneers, looking to wrap that up. Looking to rebound from the Saturday game as the teams start to make their way out. And I'll just give you the delay in the game, a situation in which the league changed this game to a 6:15 puck drop, and communication got lost somewhere in between, and we only have what it looks like just one ref at tonight's game. So we'll see if, as the puck drop, we'll see if more refs will come on the ice. We'll keep you updated with how that goes with. But both teams on the ice will step aside for the PA announcer to announce the starting lineups, and we'll bring you back for the first period. national anthem aside, starting lineups aside as well, we are happy to bring you the first period tonight's game in Joy Burns Arena. For CU, Caleb Allen getting the start in net with Hunter Wallstad, Calvin Stone, David Lepkis, Dominique Alexandrov, and Elijah Shusu, the starting five for the Buffs. On the other end, Jackson Carlitz will get the start in the net wearing the number 1, the captain, Blake Bazin, with Peter Krug, Henry Seebeck, Tommy Moen, and Chase Thompson on the deep partner. And that is your starting five tonight here in Joy Burns Arena. Two very hot teams going ahead against each other tonight as DU leads in the standings. It'll be the top two teams going at it tonight. And following it will be Wyoming in the middle of the divisions and Metro State and CSU to round up what is the Big Mountain Hockey Conference records look early on in this season. We appreciate you all joining us here on Price Productions. Sean Rosenberger on the call as both teams make their way to center ice. And again, at the top of the broadcast, interesting in this part of the game that we only have one referee on the ice tonight, as again there was a communication error between the refs, and so we'll see how this affects the calls on the ice. As a one-man team, I would imagine be really difficult to see the nitty and gritty happening in the corner. So far, the Buffs out in front have a man, and off the stick. That was Alexandrov that wasn't able to get the backhand on that. DU looking to transition the other way. Seebeck has Krug trailing down in the corner. Krug tries to get it back to Bazin. Bazin will pinch in the corner. Seebeck gives a shove there. Jack Gardner wearing the number 4 jersey tonight, surveying the D line. CU though able to clear it out in their own corner through the neutral zone. And that was Elijah Sue that wasn't able to get his stick on that. Allen will come out both sides getting a line change. Tipped on through the corner. So Alexandrov will skate out for a line change. Good forecheck in the corner. Smithberger loses stick momentarily. The Pioneers are able to transition out of the way, but turnover out in front. That was Neffs looking for Smithberger. Wasn't able to take the shot. Back to Smithberger. Going back to the point. CU looking to get the cycle going early in this game. Out of play, this puck hops up into the corner, and so offensive face-off for CU coming up. That was Christopher Valco for CU that was pinching in. Now Bjorndal with Sigmund. I believe that's triplet on the right wing. Face-off comes out. Polasek around the boards. Ben in the corner fishing for possession. The Buffs, though, not able to hold. Sigmund is pinching there, and so far, the Pioneers trying to get it out, get something on Caleb Allen early. Triplet, forechecking on him. Sigmund able to collect the loose puck, gets bumped off in the corner. That's Polasek pushing his man, comes out free. Young over to the Ben. Ben from the point with a shot that gets kicked in the corner. 1-on-1. Pioneers looking to set up. Bjorndal from behind the net. Over to Young. Shot here. Save. Allen rebound. Triplet couldn't get it back on. And this will be cleared out. Ben will clear it in the neutral zone. DU the other way. 1-on-2. Shot from the point. Allen makes the pad save. Around the boards. And coming off the bench, that's Riley Dotery wearing the 28 jersey tonight on my roster. Had him as 23. Talked to the young man tonight. He will be wearing 28. The Buffs clear it out, dump it in the zone, and Griffin Young will back checking effort there. Puck kept in. Oh, the turnover quick. That's Colson Bazin. Bazin 1-on-2, and a good back check. Trying to split the D there. Bazin wasn't able to do so. Colson Bazin with the lone goal scorer against the Montana State Bobcats. Came in the third period with about 5 minutes left in that game. And it was just a beautiful cross-ice pass. Was able to beat the Montana State goaltender. So a whistle here. Be a neutral zone face-off right in front of us. Good crowd in attendance for both sides. A couple for DU and CU, well traveled for this in-state showdown. The Pioneers wearing their home whites with the red and gold, and the Buffs wearing their all blacks with the gold and white. DU in the Buff zone. Seebeck, forechecking effort from Henry Seebeck. Able to fish away momentarily, has 2 Buffs on him. Seebeck sending around the corner. Good forechecking. See, DU. Couple shots there, registered 2 shots from their last offensive possession. Trying to do so again. Bazin, Blake tries to swing around, and we're gonna have a penalty. Blake Bazin gets cut down, and so the first power play of the night will go to the Pioneers. That's number 43. That's Ronald Chance for CU that's going into the penalty box. So with 16:16 left in the first period, it will be a Pioneers power play. An opportunity to open up the scoring tonight. Bjorndal, Seebeck, Blake Bazin. That's Jack Gardner and Tommy Moen for the 5 for the first power play unit for the Pioneers. Bjorndal wins that clearly. Moen, survey the point. Will dump it down behind the net. Seebeck waiting. Seebeck surveying. Gets it up to Blake. Blake gets it back to Seebeck. Up the top of the circle, Henry. Cross ice pass Moen. And a shot from the point, blocked. Didn't make it on net. Comes back to the stick of Moen. Seebeck shot and sent wide. That was a good looking shot from Henry. Wasn't able to get it on net. Blake serving the point. Over to Moen. Moen on the top of the circle, around the board. Seebeck behind the net. Has Gardner crashing. Gardner whiffs on that shot, and CU able to clear it down. 1:20 on the first power play. DU doing a good job setting up in the zone. It was Gardner that was streaking down in the zone, and an awkward angle, wasn't able to get a clean shot on Allen. And neutral zone, cross ice pass. Neffs will tip this on, and waiting for it. That's Corey Toponio. The other game, out front, turnover, and a shot sent over. And Isaac Neffs with his hand on his head. A chance is golden for his Buffs, and he sends it wide. I believe he had Carlitz beat on the glove side, just air mails it, and a dangerous turnover for the CU Buffs. The only other game that I've seen in person for the Buffs was against the CSU Rams, the game that they opened, and it was an 8-0 pummeling of the Rams. And Neffs, a shot here was Allen. I believe he got a piece on it, and shot will go all the way out, and Signan will have to retreat in the zone to pick it up. But for the Buffs, it was an 8-0 dominating win against the Rams. Very impressive. Multiple players in that game going on the board. David Lefkis and Corey Toponio both had 2 goals in that game, clearing attempt. Kiefer Chainwalker will come out on the ice. 16 seconds left on the DU power play, and one last rush. Peltier in the corner. Chainwalker will receive that puck. One last. Colston will send it below dessert. Back to Bazin. Colston, a shot here, sent wide. Bazin with a good look on that. Wasn't able there. 2-on-1 the other way. The Buffs, a shot here. Carlitz makes a save. Rebound. And that shot, that was just out of the box there. That was Ronald Chance with a good chance. And after the penalty's done, icing on the Pioneers. So a transition play, 2-on-1. Chance and Neffs. And one thing we've seen from Jackson Carlitz so far in the season, doing well, making that first save, but a noticeable trend of rebounds that have come out hasn't hurt the Pioneers so far in this game. And the Pioneers doing a good job of swarming their goaltender and clearing any loose puck that Carlitz lets go. And so it's a spectacular game from Jackson against the University of Providence. Made 41 saves on 44 shots in an effort that propelled the Pioneers to a 5-3 lead against a very good Providence team. And it was thanks to the man wearing the #1 jersey, CU. Clear this down, Young from Minnesota. Took a funky bounce off the boards, and Triplett was able to recollect there. Fandon Stellino will dump this out in the corner, and Young will collect a loose puck. And it will puck it and get to the neutral zone. Chaos there so far. Dodori will clear this down, and the Buffs will send it away, but it will be icing on the Buffs on the clearing attempt for Evan Stellino, excuse me. So another offensive zone face-off. Score is 0-0, 13-11 in the first period. Again, we want to appreciate all of you for joining us tonight here on Price Productions for the first matchup between both of these teams. Bazin loses that face-off. CU sings it around the boards. Lefkis will flip this up in the air, out into the corner, and Ben waited for that, sends it the other way. Seebeck will get bumped down in front of the CU bench, and CU players there let him know. Bazin blocks that pass on the stick of Krug, and then a whistle, I believe it was, might have been carried offsides. And so a neutral zone face-off. Again, you're just joining the broadcast late. One official out on the ice tonight. A lone referee calling the game. And so we'll see if more join us here in the second period. Clearing attempt blocked. Sioux, they're going to call it offsides. CU wasn't onside of that. So Sioux newly joined the Buffs this year, and adding his presence. We saw a couple of goals from Sioux in the game against CSU. Face-off control, pass to Lefkis, a little off his skates, collected there. Alexandrov up and around. Sioux winning the foot race in the corner. Lefkis keeps it in. Stone, cross ice. Shot from the point, tipped up, and it didn't get on net. DU the other way, off the glass, kept in by Stone. And Sioux with Alexandrov and Lefkis, and this puck will turn out into DU zone. Allen will come out and play it. We've seen that Caleb Allen loves to come out and play those pucks, especially a couple of games last year. Very active coming out of his net and playing that puck. Bazin takes a big hit from Stone while he's entering into CU zone. 11:58 in the first period, no score. Seebeck forechecking, almost turned over, stole that puck away. Good forechecking from the Pioneers. CU's rather, trying to get it out, and they will get it by Thompson. Look out, 2-on-1 the other way. Alexandrov with Sioux, a shot here, and it blocked by Tommy Moen. Tommy Moen didn't let that shot get on net, and a great back check from Tommy. Keeps that out of weird. Lefkis trying to get on a pass, and we've seen a couple of 2-on-1s for CU so far, but Tommy Moen on his horse denied that shot. Lefkis will glove this down, kept in. Peltier out in front, rebound. And Bazin out in front, has a man, a shot, they score! Angus Kincaid from the feed from Bazin, and DU leads 1-0. And with the 6-7 celebration, we've seen that a couple of times throughout all major sports leagues. And Angus Kincaid gets DU up to 1-0. Had time and had space to make that shot absolutely out in front. There wasn't a CU player within a foot of him able to rip that past Allen, and DU leads 1-0. Great pass from Bazin from behind the net, right on the tape of Kincaid. So far, DU gets the icebreaker goal in this game. Taconio up here, shot from the point, blocked in the corner. That was Colston Bazin with blocking that shot. Shane Walker forechecking there. Kincaid, the goal scorer, behind the net. CU looking to answer. Out in front, and a shot here, and that was Smithberger. Had a good chance out in front, wasn't able to get it on net. He was going short side on Karlitz. I think the shot was tipped. Wasn't able to get it on. CU, though, keeps it in the zone. Stellino stops on a dime, had a man trailing, tried to get it there. That was Chase Messner. called for that pass a little bit too far out of the reach for him. Stretch pass over to Ponyo. He's able to clear it down, and CU will not be able to get the ice jam. That would be icing. The ref didn't see, Ponyo didn't clear that puck out in front of the red line. So DU with an offensive zone face-off. 10:02 in the first period. DU from the goal from Angus Kincaid. Was the difference in tonight. Bjorndal, the face-off tied up. DU doing a good job pressuring here. Shot that was sent wide in the corner. DU and CU with the numbers the other way. Cleared up and out right in front of the score box, and a big hit there. That was Shane Sigmund dropping his man right in front of the DU bench, and a stick lays on the ice. And moments ago, we have a second referee joining the ice. Excuse me, all three of them. So we have a full refereeing crew. For the first 10 minutes of the game, it was a one-man show, but reinforced, and so happy to see that all of that is cleared up. Face-off was won by CU. Going in the neutral zone. Big hit. That was Triplett out in front. A shot here and a save by Carlett. Denies the chance. That was number 83 for the black and gold. And Carlett makes the save. Didn't give up the rebound. Both sides trading shots. It's been a good pace so far, both teams with some chances in this game. Only one power play that went to DU so far. Weren't able to convert. CU in the corner. Stone with back-checking effort there. Thompson gets cut down. No penalty coming up there, but DU's able to clear it down. Allen will swing it around the boards. Thompson try to pinch in. 3-on-3 the other way. Dumped on. CU will let this go into the corner and get some partial changes. Kept in Stone momentarily, and Bazin will change the other way. Blake over to Krug. Krug tips it on. Will come out Moen. Try to clear it back in. Wasn't able to get enough wood on that, so CU able to intercept and go the other way. Nifty move there. In one-on-one Stone. Shot here blocked. That was a one-man effort from Calvin Stone. Wasn't able to get the shot on CU out front. Carlitz makes the pat save. Still there. Another save, Carlitz. And out of the net. I think that went behind Carlitz. Stays out. CU still looking to answer. Tipped on. Bazin trying to spring the other way. Thompson will dump this down behind the net. And DU will get a line change. Calvin Stone retrieves the loose puck. Nifty move in his own end. Chaos in the neutral zone. Puck will hop out. A couple of players swat at it. And it will Peltier try to get it there, but there was a stick that was stuck on the ice. It got caught there. CU was able to carry it in. Peltier in his own zone. Tries to clear it off the board. Turnaround shot blocked by the skates of Chance. And Peltier 1-on-2 up the boards. Turnover. Sioux tries to get around one. Gardner back checking into the corner. CU keeps it out in front, and a shot saved by Carlitz. A good-looking chance there from Polasek. DU springs the other way. Colston, Bazin is able to split two CU buffs there. Bazin out in front, tried to get it there. It was blocked off a stick. Cleared up and out. And Kiefer Chainwalker in his own zone will get it as far as the red line. Come back to the stick of the goal scorer, Angus Kincaid, over the Gardner. Jack in through the zone. Turnaround shot and gloved by Allen, and he'll hold on. Gardner loses a stick after the whistle. 7:07 left in the first period. 33 of you guys are watching with us tonight. I want to thank every single one of you for tuning in. DU up one, came from the stick of Angus Kincaid. And that is the difference in the game. Bjorndal. Puck laid there. Triplett swat at it, and Ben will push it back in the corner. Up and around, Young And look out, cook out. 2-on-1 if the Buffs hurry. Stretch pass to Ponyo, was trying to call for it. And he wasn't able to get that pass. That was Isaac Neffs trying to look for it to Ponyo. He had a stretch pass. Shot here. Carlitz makes the save, and CU looking to start the cycle. Behind the net, out in front, Triplett tries to poke at it, not able to get it out. Smithberger will there, and CU able to get it out momentarily. They'll send it behind the net. Ben on his knees will send this up and around. This is going to be icing on DU. And again, a good amount of fans in attendance for both sides tonight. CU traveled well, only just a couple hours up the road. And the Pioneer faithful showing up for this matchup as well. We'll face off coming up in DU zone. Number 33 stepping in for the face-off. Face-off controlled by Young. Will take it behind his net. Up and off the boards, glove down. Momentarily, that's Stone getting shoved down, and the puck will trickle out of the neutral zone. Be sent down, and on his horse, Young swatted up. Triplett will get it intercepted by a pass. CU flip it in momentarily. Backhand, certainly thrown, and this will be a penalty coming up on the Pioneers. They're going to call this tripping. That was Ronald Chance getting tripped down, and Shane Sickman is skating to the penalty box. So the first power play opportunity tonight for the Buffs, and a chance for them to tie this game up. So Shane Sickman in the box. A strong suit so far for the Pioneers has been their penalty kill, and leading that is Henry Seebeck, an absolute wrecking machine. Number 24 is on the penalty kill, out on the ice right now. Deponio, top of the circle, cross-ice pass, was looking for Levkis, and when Levkis and Deponio are on the ice together, look out, a very dangerous duo. As well with number 14, Alexandrov. So 4 forwards on the ice for the Buffs. Alexandrov over to Levis, cross ice for Ponyo, a shot here, and Carlitz makes the save. An absolute scorcher of a shot from Corey DePonio. It looked like Carlitz was surprised by that shot. A minute 25 on the penalty. Shane Sigmund, CU onside. Alexandrov one-on-one, turnaround shot and save. Carlitz was able to get the shoulder on it. Alexandrov turned on the Jets there, had a tough angle shot, and Carlitz was up to the task. Stretch pass here, look out, Alexandrov, they're gonna call this offsides. Alexandrov had a lot of white ice in front of him, and the Pioneers a little fortunate on that offsides call. So, a minute 9 left. DU penalty killers doing what they need to. And it'll be a face-off. Short-handed for Blake Bazin. Bazin wins this. Slap shot from Ben, a shot, and I don't know if Allen got a piece of that, sent wide. CU counters the other way, stripped nicely. That was the back-checking effort of Colston Bazin. Keep that away. So just a minute left on this first power play opportunity. Offsides, and Calvin Stone was a little bit eager as he crossed the blue line. So another offsides on this power play. Just 4 minutes left, 4 minutes, 36 seconds left in the first period. It's about 46 seconds left on this power play. DU sends it around. Caleb Allen will come out and play it. Couple more rushes left for the Buffs. Levkis gets around Bazin. Levkis with some speed below the circle. Takes it behind the net. All the way around, gets it up to Stone. Cross ice for Chance. Chance with room, a shot. Carlitz makes a save, rebound. Puck still laid there. And it's behind the net. Young tried to get it out. CU able to keep it in. Behind the net. Turn around and Stone will keep this in. Lefkis at the top of the circle. Cross ice out in front. They score! Out in front, that was number 33 for the Buffs. And he ties the game 1-1. There was just 5 seconds left on the penalty. So it'll go down as a power play goal for number 33 for the Buffs. We're all tied up. The rebound trickled past Carlitz and on the doorstep, able to put it past. And so CU able to tie this game up late in the first period. Peltier, sent around the board, triplet, will pinch in. Gardner will stay at the point, and CU trying to get this puck out in front, off the skate, and Chain Walker stripped of the puck in the neutral zone, swat down, and send it behind the net, and Gardner will collect the loose puck. Gardner is looking to Bjorndal, and Polasek will keep it out just as far as the blue line. So CU doing a good job of not allowing DU to enter the neutral zone. Smithberger, I believe, in the corner. Peltier, cross ice, looking for, I'd say, Kiefer Chain Walker, and they'll have another whistle. So I think this puck might have came out, so this would be an offsides. So we'll have a neutral zone face-off right in front of the DU bench. One game on the power play goal from number 33 for the Buffs. And the DU player was retrieved the loose stick, face off controlled by the Buffs. Sigmund on his horse into the zone. Shane Sigmund had the first goal of the game against the University of Providence. A beautiful goal that was. CU the other way though. Messenier send it around the board. Smithberger waiting behind the net. Chain Walker with Gardner with him. Puck will come out front, and a shot off the side of the post. That was Isaac Neffs. Good looking chance there. CU not done. Point, and the shot hit DePonio on the backside. But good forechecking from the Buffs so far, keeping it into the Pioneers in their zone, and Sigmund gets dragged down. No call here, backhands, and this will be an icing. So 5 Pioneers out on the ice will not get a chance to get off the line, off the ice. So David Lepkus will step in for this face-off against Bazin. Puck laid there, turn around. And Lepkus was looking to get a shot on. Good play from Chain Walker. We'll send this down, and this is going to be icing again on the Pioneers. So, just trying to get these tired legs off the ice. Lepkus with Alexandrov, and Eli Powers on the left wing with Stone and Wallstrad. Face off at the feet. It'll come loose for Alexandrov. Try to strip him out. Gardner, he's able to keep it. Stone from the point, gets it back to Alexandrov. At the point, shot here. Carlitz makes the save. No rebound given up. So this will allow the Pioneers to finally get that change they needed. It'll still be an offensive face-off for the Buffs, staying out with the same 5. Blake Bazin will step in for the face-off against Lepkus. Blake runs it back in the corner. Thompson try to clear it out. Alexandrov not able to hold the point. Krug the other way, wasn't able to carry the puck in. Lepkus one-on-one. Lepkus will get cut down, and the Pioneers will spring the other way. Bazin didn't know where the puck was. 3 Buffs on him. Turn around. Powers will send this behind the net. Moen up around the boards. Krug waiting for it. Will look for Seebeck. Seebeck in the zone. Powers up and off the ice. Krug will have the loose puck. He's looking for Bazin. A little pass a little bit too far for Blake. Powers onside on top of the circle. Turns around, waits for some reinforcements. Drops it off for Alexandrov. Gets it over for Polasek. Shot on, misses the net in the corner. CU doing good to set up the cycle in the Pioneer zone. Seebeck will control this, dump it out, and it will come as far as the blue line. Pioneer's not able to hop on the loose puck in the zone. That's the goal scorer, 33, with 2 Pioneers on him. Cross ice, over for Valco. Valco turnaround shot here, off the net. And right now, it's just CU winning the foot races so far. Much like the Montana State game, the Pioneers not having any luck navigating the neutral zone so far. Thompson will try to get around to Moen. Didn't get to him, so CU was able to collect that. Calvin, Polasek rather, will backhand this. Thompson will try to gear it out. Krug. Well, now we'll come to the end of the first period. It's Angus Kincaid that opened the goal scoring for the Pioneers, and then on the power play, it was number 33. We'll step aside for the first intermission. We have a 1-1 game here at Joy Burns Arena. We will be back momentarily. Welcome back to Joy Burns Arena here in Denver, Colorado. Still in the first intermission, just the intermission break. The goals coming in today's game so far from Angus Kincaid. He was the first goal scorer for the DU Pioneers. And then on the power play, it was number 33 for the Buffs. And a period that towards the end was a little bit of the same story for the Pioneers as it was the Montana State Bobcats. And right now, CU winning the board battles and the foot races in the DU zone, and the Pioneers having trouble towards the end of the period to transition through the neutral zone. And so kudos to the Buffs so far in this game to stick to their game plan and get the cycle going on in the Pioneers zone. It'll be 5-on-5 when we come back. No carryover penalties. Both teams had a power play opportunity in the first period. It was DU going 0-1 on their sole power play chance, and then CU going 1-1 on their power play opportunity. And that's where we are after one period, 1-1 game, about 4 minutes and 23 seconds left in the intermission. We'll be back momentarily for the second period. Moments away from the start of the second period here at Joy Burns Arena. Both teams are skating back on the ice, and at the beginning of the period, it was a back and forth chances for both DU and CU. But towards the end of the period, all CU has doing a good job of hemming the Pioneers in their own zone, and were able to tie the game up on the first power play opportunity for the Buffs. Period of the long change. Jackson Carlitz will skate to the net on the opposite side, so period of line changes. And if you didn't join us, some drama at the beginning of the game. We only had one referee on the ice. Midway through the first period, the rest of the crew joined, and so that will not be an issue going forward. Goals coming from Angus Kincaid, the number 33 of the Buffs. If anyone in the chat would like to chip in and tell me who's wearing the number 33 jersey tonight, that would be greatly appreciated. Both teams will start 5-on-5. All even up, and DU looking to get some offensive zone pressure for the second period. In the last, I would say, 3 games or so, there's been a lot of chasing and a lot of the first 2 periods that DU has been struggling with the pace of the game, and then the third period, especially for the University of Providence and for Montana, the University of Montana, DU able to tighten up in their own zone and play sound defensively. And for this game, see if what Hunter Scott dressed his team in the locker room to get his team ready for the second period. Puck drop. Well, over to the boards, and Moen will try to dump this in. It will only make it as far as the skates of the defenseman for the CU. Backhand pass, Thompson. On front, Thompson from behind his net. Gets it over, Bazin, Seebeck, stretch pass there, 2-on-1 if they hurry. Thompson, Krug rolling down a shot here, and Allen makes a save. It looked like he was worried about it trickling out from behind the 5-hole. That was Thompson, had Peter Krug crashing in front of the net. Thompson decided to take the shot himself, and why not? Almost beat the CU goalie there. So good burst of speed for the Pioneers early on. Face-off coming up. Controlled there, Moen dumps it around. Seebeck on top of the circle. Turnaround shot here, and blockered away by Allen. Bazin tried to get it over for Krug. Krug out in front, had Seebeck. Seebeck wasn't able to take a shot. Thompson from the point. Shot saved by Allen. He's looking for the tip, no one there. Stretch pass out in front. And that's that's Smithberger. He's waiting for that stretch pass up and out. And that will be out of play. That was Smithberger that was looking for the stretch pass. It took a funky bounce off the boards, and Smithberger had to retreat back to the neutral zone. Wasn't able to collect that pass on stride, but for the minute so far in the second period, the Pioneers doing good in the offensive zone to generate some pressure. CU collects it. Valco skated below behind the net. Valco cross ice, back to the point. Shot here, DePonio, and they score! Corey DePonio from the blue line makes it 2-1 CU. Corey DePonio kept that puck along the ice, and it beat Carlitz 5-hole. And with 18:56 in the second period, it's a 2-1 CU game. Didn't get tipped on. That was DePonio's goal all the way, and was able to get past Carlitz. Neffs looking to add to the party there. Good defensive play by the Pioneers. And so with a minute there, DU in the first period had a couple of chances, but then from the shot from DePonio, 2-1 game, and now DU's looking at a 1-goal deficit as Carlitz is able to glove that tough angle shot. Corey DePonio, just absolute monster in the game against CSU. Had 2 goals in that game. probably assistant on the others. They don't have the score sheet up on the ACHA website, so I wasn't able to go back and do some research on the goal scorers there, but adding to his goal total tonight. Tipped pass, Shane Sigmund on his horse. Look out, Sigmund was able, turnaround shot here. Allen wasn't in his net, but the shot was blocked. CU the other way. In the zone. From behind the net, Young tips it away. CU trying to get the sight set behind the net, out in front. Puck will go on to the stick. It's number 28 in the corner. And then around to DU, trying to get possession, but the forechecking of CU doing good. Keep it in, but Sigmund trying to send it down the zone. Sigmund again swats at it. And finally, with some ice, and they're going to call this offside. Sigmund in before. He had a lot of white ice in front of him, and I'd like to see him take the shot from there, but offside, so face-off coming up in the neutral zone. Colton Bazin step in to take this face-off. Puck laid there, and Moen pokes at it, hop up in the air. The Buffs the other way. Thompson, return to sender, Colston. Gets bumped in the boards, onside, Bazin. From the tough angle, Allen makes the save. Out in front, was looking for AJ Zarid. In the neutral zone, DU looking to tie this game up after going down one. Wallstad, cross ice pass on the tape. Dranch sends it around the boards. Moen swats at this, but CU come away with the puck momentarily. Thompson seems like he's been on the ice for what seems like 2 minutes or so. Still on, turnaround out in front. Had a man crashing the net. That was Connor Haley with a chance out in front of the Pioneers goaltender. It's tipped up and out of play. Face-off coming up in DU zone. Bazin. Face-off, Gardner will collect that loose puck. Spring the other way. Jack Gardner looking for Seebeck. 3-on-2 the other way. Alexandrov with space! And a shot sent into the corner. The speedy Alexandrov was looking for that. The other way, there's going to be a penalty. I believe that was Gardner that was tripped down. And so the second power play opportunity for the Pioneers coming up as Jack Gardner gets tripped down as he was jumping on his horses to get on that loose puck. And so that is Polasek, number 21, Zane Polasek. And for the Buffs, that's going to get the 2-minute tripping minor. So a big opportunity for the Pioneers to tie this game up. Went 0 for 1 on their first power play attempt. It was a good looking power play attempt, but wasn't able to get thing past Caleb Allen. Bjorndal in for the faceoff. The Buffs win it. Stone backhand there. Seebeck is able to get his stick in there, so up to the point to Moen. Back to Seebeck from behind the circle. Bjorndal will collect his loose puck. Seebeck back to Bjorndal. DU set up. Moen slap shot. Wasn't able to get anything on that. I like the idea. Moen wasn't able to get it on net. DU still controls. Bjorndal from the top of the circle. Cross eyes and off the stick, and CU's the other way. 3-on-2. Numbers for the Buffs. Shorthanded opportunity and a great stick there. Shot there, and a dangerous attempt from the Buffs. Karlitz able to make the save. So 1:18 on this second power play opportunity, and the Buffs penalty kill doing a good job getting more time off. And the forechecking of Eli Powers kill some more time. Blake Bazin with speed through the zone. Seebeck crashing down, shot here. Allen makes the save, rebound in the corner. Blake backhanded pass on the stick to Powers, and he will skate this the other way. 54 seconds left on the power play. Powers, the 3 on him, turnaround shot. Karlitz will make the save. He wanted to keep it in play, but the refs blow the whistle just before then. So 46 seconds left on the power play. And it's a 2-1 game. Face-off coming up in the Buffs zone. Excuse me, the DU zone. Face-off will be on the near circle. Colton Bazin wins that faceoff back. Kincaid, the goal scorer. Rather, Kincaid now with the puck. Start to skate out. As Bazin was looking for the stretch pass, was behind him, wasn't able to get a stick on that. Colston kept it in tip nicely there by Kincaid. Backhanded out in front of the net. That's Bazin with control. Colston will hold on to this puck. Drop it to Chainwalker. Chainwalker with space. Back to Bazin. Bazin shot here. They score! Colston Bazin adds to his goal total. Makes it a 2-2 game. And Colston Bazin from a rip from the far circle beats Caleb Allen on the glove side. And a beautiful goal from the younger brother of the captain, Blake. And that's 2 games in a row that Colston, could be wrong. A funny story that Colston came up to the broadcast team before the game and said, "What do you mean it was my first goal against Montana State Bobcats?" And to my bad, not doing my research, but Colston Bazin makes it a 2-2 game with 14:36 left in the second period. They're able to convert on their second power play goal, or their power play opportunity, excuse me. So great response in this game. Shot from the point, tipped on, and Karlitz makes the save. Smithberger was out in front. Karlitz was able to cover up. Well, it is a absolute pleasure to talk to Colston before the game. An absolute just wonderful gentleman and just a leader on this Pioneers team and helping his Pioneers tie up this game. Valco will drop this down in the corner. Ben will retrieve the loose puck. Seebeck will try to get this out. Had Krug in the neutral zone, wasn't able to get on his stick. Valco out in front, look out! And the puck laid there, and Karlitz makes the flying poke check. The net came off its mooring, so the net came off before the puck was shot, but a juicy rebound with a bunch of buffs coming down in the zone, but that was the excellent individual effort there from the Buffs forward. So face-off in the DU zone, fake controlled there. That's Young that will swat at this, stay in play in the corner. Moen in the corner. Seebeck with him as well. The puck will in the corner. Krug will dump this down to the CU side. Krug on his horses. Forecheck on that. No Nolan Patrick tonight as well. Not in the lineup, I'm assuming either by an injury. And look out, 3-on-2 the other way for the Buffs. Chance in the zone on side. Turnaround shot here, and Karlitz makes the save. We've keep seeing a couple of 3-on-2s and 2-on-1s for the Buffs so far in this game, and Ben gets knocked down in the corner. This is going to be another power play coming up for the Pioneers, I think, as Ben gets cut down in the corner trying to retrieve the loose puck. So it's going to be the third power play of the night for the Pioneers. And that's Ronald Chance going in the penalty box, going to take that 2-minute minor. So just as DU is able to tie the game up on a power play goal, a chance here to go up by 1 on the special teams. 1 and 2 so far on the night, looking to make it 2 for 3. That's Ronald Chance in the box for the Buffs. We'll have Colston Bazin out there with Kincaid, Shane Sigmund, Shane Walker, and Ethan Peltier for the 5 on the ice for the Pioneers. Face off, control, backhand shot, and rebound. The puck laid there. That was Bazin again. And look out, Cookout the other way with speed. Short-handed shot here. Excuse me, I believe that was Karlitz and makes the save. I apologize for the fray. I looked like some of the CU players were celebrating on the ice, but that puck stayed out. So a good short-handed opportunity. That was Ben Clark on his horses. And I think they're going to get, Karlitz makes the save. That puck ended up behind the net, not in the net. So Ben Clark with that chance there. And a penalty shot coming up. Ben Clark, one-on-ones against Karlitz. Clark takes it to the top of the circle and makes a move. Shot here, they score! Ben Clark on the penalty shot makes it a 3-2 game. And a nifty move. Gets him from backhand to forehand, beats Karlitz on the top glove side. And now CU with their 1-goal advantage again. Took it out to the left circle and waited for Karlitz to make the move, waited him out. Was able to beat the Pioneer goalie. So on the penalty shot, CU reclaims their 1-goal lead, but still a minute 48 left on the DU power play. And for Hunter Scott, just to take the shorthanded penalty shot goal, DU needs to respond. Moen to Seebeck, gets it back to Moen. Surveying, shot here blocked, and he'll be able to get it to Bjorndal. So DU looking to respond. Still on the power play, Moen to Seebeck below the circles, out in front, was trying to get there, had Bazin and Bjorndal there. And it's pinched in the corner, Seebeck, Bjorndal trying to fish for it, will come out for Bjorndal below the circles. Survey, Cody, take it back in the corner, over to Seebeck, behind the net. Seebeck will just get it back to Bjorndal, out Moen, up to Gardner, looking for a lane. Gardner shot, sent in the corner, was looking for a tip, didn't get one. Bjorndal still with possession, loses it from behind the net. Good play. Bazin will pitch in. Bjorndal, it's DU looking to cycle, cross ice pass, into the corner, Moen. See Bazin with Bjorndal on front. Has Seebeck on the top of the circle. Bjorndal still with it. That's Bazin, excuse me. Blake, the captain. Bjorndal out in front, gets to the point. Seebeck, shot here, sent over the net. Bjorndal again. 27 seconds left on the power play, excuse me. Bazin, turnaround shot blocked in the corner. Good penalty kill from the Buffs, keeping DU in the perimeter, is not able to get anything out. And this will about do it for the power play opportunity. 12 seconds left, one last rush if the Pioneers hurry. Karlitz stretch past to Gardner, has Bazin with him. Jack Gardner gets bumped off Bazin with some space, gets to try to cross. Ethan Peltier was able to get a shot. That will do it for the power play. And so it was a penalty shot goal by the Buffs. And so the opposite result that the Pioneers wanted in that power play. The Buffs the other way. With some space out in front, a shot saved by Karlitz. A good effort there by Stellino. With some speed, almost beat Karlitz on the short side. Kincaid the other way. Isaac Neffs, cross ice pass, CU doing a good job on that penalty kill. Didn't give up much dangerous chances. And was in fact rewarded with a goal of their own. Shot from the point, blocked, out of play. So 10:38 left in the second period, a 3-2 game. It was a penalty shot goal from Ben Clark. And that is the difference in our game. And if you missed what led to the penalty shot, it was a breakaway chance on the penalty or the power play for Pioneers. Out in front, the puck laid there. Another dangerous chance for the Buffs. Pioneers though counter the other way. Ethan Peltier, cross ice, was looking for Young. Young will trying to swan it in the corner. Ben, slap shot from the point, had a tip on, sent wide. Peltier with a good chance. 2-on-1 the other way. Krug with on his horses. Ben was able to strip that. Kincaid stops at the point. Drop pass, that was Riley Dotery. There's a chance there. The Buffs do a good play, good job of denying that chance. Alexandrov, stretch pass to the tape of Chase Thompson. Thompson will retreat into his net. Forechecking effort there from CU, look out. Lefkis will hop on this loose puck. David Lefkis, 1-on-2. Taken into the corner, wait for some reinforcements. Cross-ice pass there. And a good one, a shot, and tipped in the glass, stays in play. Ben Krug will retrieve the loose puck. On the stick, Doherty. And this might be icing. No icing here. Doherty doing a good job getting on his horse and gave that call. Buffs, stress pass here. The other way with speed. One-on-one, Thompson was able to get a good position on the Buffs player there, pushes him off. Bazin, collect the loose puck. 3-on-2 for the Pioneers the other way. Blake Bazin, the captain, gets stripped of the puck and wasn't able to do anything with that chance. The other way, the Buffs in the zone, good defensive stick, and just some chaos in the neutral zone as both teams looking to navigate. Stone, stretch pass here off the stick. Pioneers will collect. Moen gets it up, was looking for Seebeck, but both teams again just looking to get something set up. Stretch pass here, tipped on Neffs, wasn't able to hold it. Buffs out in front, Karlitz, and he was out in the net, he was beat. But no goal there. CU though, still out in front, the puck, trickled to the point. Cross ice, CU looking to counter. Already has a 1-goal lead off of the penalty kill, off the penalty shot, excuse me. 18-14 left in the second period. The Buffs, DePonio, cross ice. Shot tipped on, sent in the corner. DePonio will collect that. Thompson tries to strip him of the puck. CU doing a good job. Seebeck will poke this out. Only get it as far as the neutral zone. So DU not able to get a partial change. Krug was able to come off. Seebeck with Sigmund just on. Drops it to Sigmund. Shot here, and Allen will make the glove save. 7:54 left in the second period. A 3-2 game for CU. So it was going 1 for 3 on the power play. The Pioneers gave up a penalty shot goal. Looking to get back into this game. They were able to tie it. Holston Bazin. Neffs though, onside, waiting for reinforcements. Loses the puck momentarily, cross ice. Valco will swap this down and waiting for it. CU so far winning the board battles again. Back to Valco. Shot blocked, that's Triplett on his horse. Can Triplett get there? In onside, cross ice pass, Sigmund, backhand saved by Allen. The puck laid there. Sigmund gets bumped down in the corner. CU go the other way. A good effort there by Triplett to get that puck. Shot blocked up and not out. Bjorndal, and there's going to be a whistle here. We'll see who, if anyone skates to the directions of the box. And it's the CU box, penalty box that's opening up. We'll see, it's going to be a slashing call. And Bjorndal, excuse me, so rather than it being a CU penalty, it's going to be a DU penalty, so CU will be on the power play for the Cody Bjorndal slashing minor. So going up 1 has a chance to make their lead by 2. Face off. That was collected by Stone, has to retreat into the neutral zone and gives to Lefkis. The CU power play, very deadly. So some work to do for the Pioneers. On front, Chance gets it over to Stone, has to stop up for a minute. Seebeck, forechecking him, able to get it to Lefkis. Lefkis with some space, drops below, out in front, was looking for Lefkis again, and Karlitz will cover up with the glove. Minute 30 left on the Bjorndal power play. Excuse me, penalty. CU looking to add 2 to their lead. Face off, tied up. Come back to CU. Over to Lepkis. Cross ice pass and a beauty shot here, and Karlitz makes the stick save. Back to the stick of Lepkis. Swinging around, Seebeck pitching there. DU tried to clear it out in the corner. Seebeck. And they get there, so CU setting up on the power play. Drag move here, shot off the crossbar. What a beautiful shot there by Ronald Chance. Beat Carlitz, wasn't able to beat the crossbar. 58 seconds left in the power play. Lefkis surveying the point, cross ice, has Stone. Stone will trade places to the left circle, shot here, looking for the tip, blocked. And a good block by Griffin Young. CU still collects, 40 seconds on the power play. Cross ice, Stone with a shot from the point, sent wide. CU again, back to Stone, over to Lefkis, cross ice, back to the stick, Chance. And he will not be able to beat Carlitz. Stone, 23 seconds left on the power play. DU looking to answer. Sewell's shot blocked there, but not out. Lefkis collects the loop puck. Lefkis behind the net, out front. And the puck, good. 10 seconds left on the power play. Blocked, and Seebeck was able to get this out, so that will about do it for this power play. Lefkis, though, one last rush. And that's the power play over. Bjorndal back on the ice. Ben will get this out to the neutral zone. Let's go now. CU 1 and 2 on the power play. Young will chip this off the glass. Smithberger will collect it in their own zones. Bjorndal on him. Back in and pass on the stick. Bjorndal, excuse me, that's Bazin. Good forechecking there by Blake. Has Smithberger, watch out. Onside, Smithberger in the corner. Over to Neffs. Send it around back to Smithberger. Ben bumps him off and pushes into the corner. Bazin will strip the puck away, give it up to Bjorndal. And Bjorndal will back this out over to Colston. Colston will swan at this, and older brother Blake will try to help him out. Smithberger the other way. Behind the net, out front, and a shot, they say. Carlitz with their glove. And a beauty, his best looking save of the night. Carlitz will cover up. 4:03 left in the second period. 3-2 game. The difference is the Ben Clark penalty shot goal. I want to thank all 43 of you watching tonight. Sean Rosenberger on the call. An exciting game we've had so far. Peltier on his horses. Ethan puts it up to Sigmund. Sigmund shot, glove save by Allen. He made that one look easy, and Sigmund took a tumble in the corner. Pioneers able to beat him twice tonight, looking to tie this game up. Triplet step up in the face-off zone. Has Ethan and Shane Sigmund, his wingers with Thompson and Moen. Face-off tied up. Peltier not able to get the puck. Thompson will try to keep it in numbers for the Buffs the other way. Onside. Stop up, and a good defensive play by Moen. Moen the other way on his horse. Could it be a breakaway? Moen. He's able to. Good chance. Peltier shot here. They saved. And Allen was able to save the shot from Peltier. Well, that was Tommy Moen with the defensive stick to generate that opportunity. Back in over to Sigmund. He will back in this up and out. CU's offside, so Sigmund's able to take the loose puck momentarily. We'll come back to Sigmund. He'll take a big hit and the center ice. You hope Sigmund's okay. Dump down. Peltier on his horse. Wrap around. Thompson will keep this in. Send it around. Return sender, and Chase Thompson with that big lick by the blue line. That hit coming from, Eli Powers. Knocked Thompson on his behind. 2:50 left in the second period. Stretch pass. Seebeck with some space. Seebeck with Bazin out front. He has him. Blake wasn't able to get the shot. Blake turns around. Saved by Allen. The puck's in the corner. Drench with Shane Walker on him. Seebeck pitching in the other way, 2-on-2. Onside, trying to split the defense. And good sticks by the Pioneers to deny that chance. But this will be icing on DU with 2:23 left in the second period. And good sticks by the Buffs there to deny Blake Bazin a shot on the outlet. He's able to strip that puck and put it in the corner. Haley loses that face-up. Krug through the center ice. Krug gets around one in the corner. Has Chainwalker out in front. Krug will get this over the Chainwalker. Was looking for Seebeck out in front. Wasn't able to get in the pass. CU transitions the other way. Cross ice pass. Glove down by Drance. He's onside. Clearing attempt kicked in momentarily. And Jack Gardner, good job, one-on-one the other way. Jack with some space. Jack tried to do a move there. Gets knocked down. He's trying to do a good old spinorama there. He's knocked to his feet. And this will be icing on the Pioneers. Minute 44 left in the second period. Both teams trading power play opportunities. But on the penalty kill, it was CU that was able to get their third goal of the game. Face-off controlled by the Buffs. Dumped down behind the net. Gardner not able to get to that puck. CU again the cycle. Behind the net, Gardner swats at it. Puck laid there. Couple bodies fall to the ice. Where is it? Comes out. Backhand. Kicked on the skate. Gardner off the boards. Gardner again with Seebeck. Jack Gardner, they're going to offsides. And Gardner cannot believe that. Someone was a little bit eager through the blue line. So neutral zone face-off with a minute 19 left. Face-off, near side. Kincaid, Bjorndal, Bazin, Young, as well as Ben. Face-off controlled by the Pioneers, dumped in. Only as far as the top of the circles, Valco will lift this and it'll hit off of the ceiling here at Joey Burns Arena. So I believe this will be a center ice face-off. Rather, excuse me, it's going to be a offensive face-off for the Pioneers on the near right circle. Bjorndal will step in the face. 33 in the face-off dot. Face-off controlled by the Buffs. In the corner, off the glass. Took a funky bounce off of the plexiglass. And taking that, Kincaid will dump this on behind the net. And Allen will steer it to the safety behind his net. Valco up and out. Young will swat this back the other way. Pioneers are offside. Valco from behind his net. 46 seconds left. One last rush for either team. CU onside. Ben tried to gain the loose puck, not able to do so. CU shot out in front, looking for the tip. Carlet's got a piece of that. Bazin tried to get it out. CU 26 seconds left in the period. In the corner, 4-car pile up, and Bjorndal will finally get this out. Off the glass, kept in by Valco nicely and with speed down the circle. Tough angle, trying to get a shot, but a good play by Griffin Young to bump his man off the puck. Not done here yet. Behind the net, looking for one last shot. 5 seconds out in front, they score! With 2 seconds left on the clock, CU makes it a 4-2 game. That's Ben Clark. 2 goals in this period. Makes it 4-2 and just 2 seconds left. Gives his squad a 2-goal lead, and that's a gut punch for the Pioneers heading into the locker room. It's chaos out in front of Carlitz, and that will do it for the period. And so for the Pioneers, 2-goal deficit, and that's a frustrating one to give up for the Pioneers faithful. So work to do after we go into the second intermission. It's a 4-2 game, 2 goals coming from Ben Clark in this period. We'll take a break and we'll step aside for the second intermission. We'll be back just moments away. You're watching Pioneer Hockey here on Price Productions. Stepping aside. Welcome back to Joy Burn Arena here in Denver, Colorado. A 4-2 lead for the CU Buffs, and we'll take a look at how the Buffs got here. It was a minute into the second period. Corey Taponio made it a 2-1 game, beating Jackson Carlitz from the blue line, sent it 5-hole, and that's what made it a 2-1 game. And then moments later, on the power play, it was Colston Bazin that tied the game up 2-2 on their second power play opportunity of the night. And then from there, it had a third power play opportunity for the Pioneers, but instead of getting the go-ahead goal, it was Ben Clark on the penalty shot that made it 3-2 for CU. And then later, it was Ben Clark with 2 seconds left on the clock that made it a 4-2 game. And that's where we stand after 40 minutes of play. When we come back, it will be 5-on-5 hockey and some work for the Pioneers to do to get back into this game. We have about 3 minutes left in the intermission. Zamboni has some issues. Well, we will be back moments, and then we'll bring you the third period. Welcome back to Joy Burns Arena here in Denver, Colorado. Third period, just moments away. We're waiting for both teams to come on the ice. The buzzer here at the arena went off, but the Zamboni had some troubles mid intermission and they had to get fixed. So waiting to clear up the ice, and we'll wait for the teams there. But kind of a look back at the full game. It was the first goal. It was Alex Boak wearing number 33 for these Buffs that opened up the scoring, and then, it was Angus Kincaid that opened up the scoring, and then Alex Boak that tied the game up in the first period, and then he didn't miss the second intermission report. It was 2 goals from Ben Clark late in the period that propelled his team to a 4-2 lead. So coming out of the gate, need a strong start from the Pioneers, and Hunter Scott and William Steck was having a conversation with the team before. He's playing sound, disciplined hockey. You can't afford to go on the penalty kill again against this very dangerous Buffs power play. And again, just a costly mistake on the third goal of the game. It was Ben Clark with a breakaway chance in the Pioneer zone, and it was a hooking call that the refs talked about and ultimately gave Clark the penalty shot, which he scored. It was a beautiful fake. It looked like he was faking it to the backhand, pulled it to the forehand, was able to draw Carlitz away, making it a 3-2 game, and then Clark, 2 seconds left, 4-2. Again, we'll start 5-on-5 to start this period. 2-goal deficit for the Pioneers. Again, and failed to mention at the top of the broadcast that teams without Nolan Patrick and Willem Van Arum, 2 of their leading point scorers so far in this season. So a little bit of it. We'll see who picks up the slack. And so far, it's been the hot stick of Colston Bazin, scoring in the last 2 games. And looking to continue that streak again. Both teams back on the ice. We will bring in the third period just moments away. We will appreciate all of you guys tuning in for tonight, and look for tomorrow. It's going to be these Pioneers against the these Pioneers against the University of Wyoming. They will play for the first time this season, so we'll get a look at the Cowboys coming into town. Last weekend, the Cowboys played against Boise State. They lost that game 6-3, but rebounded nicely for the weekend. So we welcome the Cowboys tomorrow. That puck drop will be late, 9:15 here from Joy Burns Arena. But now back to our game. 10 seconds off the clock. So face-off will come back to the neutral zone. And imagine for the Pioneers really going to push the tempo and the aggression early on in this period, try to cut this between a 1-goal deficit. See which of these Pioneers will stand up tall to get their team back, but the other way, 1-on-1, and a shot fanned off. That was Dranch, not able to get the shot there. Clearing attempt blocked. Stone had a man out in front, was looking for, that was Simpson, looking for the tip, wasn't able to do it. CU started out fast in this period. Bazin backhanded. CU, however, will keep it in. Out in front, Seebeck control the loose puck, turn around off the boards, get it as far, and Bazin springing the other way, trying to strip this puck. Forechecking, Krug, down into the corner. Buffs, backhanded pass that was intercepted by Krug, and Bazin will collect this puck, try to slip around one, not able to do so. The Buffs counter the other way, onside, shot for the point. Carlitz makes the save in the corner. DePonio will get the puck, load the stone. Out front, Smithberger, backhand shot. Carlitz makes the save. Gardner on his horse, cross ice for Seebeck. Looking for Krug. Krug will tip it on net, and Allen will keep this puck in play, takes it off the boards, and Krug took a tumble. And off the other way, DePonio onside. Bazin out front, and Kincaid able to get a stick. And Angus Kincaid will spring Colston the other way. Colston wanted a hooking call as he was navigating through the neutral zone. Didn't get one there. Thompson in the corner. Neff's forechecking effort on him. Moen will send this around. Kincaid will swat at it, not able to get anything on it. Tipped on. Carlitz makes a save. Rebound. Another save. The puck laid there. And they send it behind the net. That was 2 saves. Rebound shot here. Up and out of play. That was 2 dangerous chances for the Buffs. Could have made this a 5-2 game. Carlitz was able to make the first save. Was able to make the other save. Keeps it a 2-goal deficit. 17:57 left in our game. DU looking to get back within 1. The Buffs have other plans, however. Alexandrov stepping for the face-off. Buck will lay there, and a shot between the legs from Alexandrov. A little bit of a nifty mitts there. Was able to get the shot on goal. Lefkis, or Sue rather, shot from the point. Carlitz makes a save in the corner. Bjorndal will backhand attempt here. Moen will try to pinch in as well. 2 Buffs on Sigmund. And good forechecking so far from the Buffs in this period. Lefkis will get stripped away. Triplett not able to get anything on that, and Triplett took the brunt of that hit. The Pioneer bench wanted a call, and they score. Evan Stellino makes it a 5-3 game. Beats Carlitz cleanly on the glove side. The Pioneer bench wanted a call. Evan Stellino with a beautiful shot makes it 5-2. So a larger mountain to climb for the Pioneers. And Bazin went stepping for the face-off against Boak. Bazin will win this momentarily. Ben will play this with a glove. Stellino will dump this down behind the net. So even more work to do for the Pioneers. Still 17 minutes left. A shot from the point. Bazin, shot here. Again, that was chance. Good looking chance there. No pun intended. Tipped on. Carlitz makes the pad save. Young. Off the boards. Not out though. Kept in nicely. And another shot behind the net. Now CU just swarming the Pioneers early on in this period. Clark trying to fish for a possession there. Boak as well. Clark will win that. Out front, had a man there. That was Chance. And so far, all Buffs in this period. Buck will finally come out to Seebeck. Up and out of the way. And so DU's able to get a change, but Boak cross ice, tipped on. CU will get a change of their own. Young will retrieve the puck from behind his net. Stretch pass over to Peltier. Pelter 1-on-2. Backhand shot, Allen makes a save. Peltier again with possession, loses it. Forechecking effort from Peltier, pitching in. It's one of the Bazin brothers. Puck will eventually come loose for CU. Glove down, Chain Walker, neutral zone. Will set this back the other way. 15:45 left in the third period. Another goal added by CU. Chain Walker tried to fight for possession. Dranch will send this the other way. Intercepted. Kincaid scored the goal in the first period. Angus, Kincaid. A turnaround shot here. Allen got a piece. Peltier pinches in. Stretch pass. Looking for Dranch. A little bit too far from the stick. Chain Walker off the boards. Kincaid able to collect that puck. Over for Colston. Was looking cross ice. Had Gardner onside. Peltier will win this first. Out in front. Saved by Allen. Moen will dump this down. As Bjorndal in the corner. Not able to collect that puck. And DePonio had trouble with it himself. And Sigmund, and there's a collision between two Buffs. Moen, a shot here, saved by Allen with the glove, and a nifty one at that. 14:48 in the third period, a 5-2 game. Bjorndal in for the face-off. Laid there, and Smithberger are able to try to backhand it. Bjorndal will collect behind the net, try to get it out front. Bjorndal again, giving chase on the puck. Cody over to the triplet, shot on. Caleb Allen makes the save out of play. Evan Stelino, the goal scorer to make it 5 early on in this period. So a 3-goal lead, a diving attempt by Triplet kept that puck in momentarily. Turnover, Bjorndal shot from here, and Allen makes the save. Saw that all the way. So for the other side, for Will Shader, for the coach for the Buffs, just want to play sound and disciplined hockey, take you to the remainder of this game. You don't want to give this Pioneer power play any chances to crawl back into this game. And for the other side, Pioneers need to play some disciplined hockey as well. Bazin from behind the net, tried to get it on the front. Good defensive play there. That was Messner. Alexandrov tried to get around Seebeck, sends it up and around the boards. Moen pokes it out of the corner. Messner controls his puck, turns on a dime. Levkis gets bumped off by 2 Pioneers, but so far CU able to keep it in the zone. Alexandrov backhanded over to Levkis. Levkis back to Alexandrov. Nifty passing for the Buffs. Shot here. Karlitz makes a save, rebound out to the blue line. Sue turns around and will send this the other way. Bazin gets it over to Thompson. Thompson will stretch pass, and Peter Krug, first one to get there, tried to get it on the front, was looking for Seebeck, wasn't able to do so. Krug falls down to the ice. 2 Buffs on him. That's 4-car pile up. Ben shot for the point, and Allen made a save with the glove. Turnaround, Bazin. Caleb was able to make the save. Colston. And the puck will trickle down into the DU zone. Young will collect it in the corner. Strict pass over for Colston. Scored the 2nd goal for the Pioneers. Looking to add another here. Shot tipped out of play. 12:53 left in the 3rd period. A 3-goal deficit for the Pioneers. Face-off coming up. In CU zone. Trickled into the corner. Ben shot, looked for the tip. Had Kincaid. Wasn't able to connect. 2-on-2. 2-on-1 the other way for the Buffs. Boak has a man able to collect it, and Karlitz makes the save. Boak was looking for his 2nd of the night. Karlitz able to make it and come up with that save. A couple of 2-on-1 chances for the Buffs so far tonight. This speedy team for the Buffs, showing up in many ways, winning the board battles. Bazin collects his puck, shot, and another puck tipped out of play. So good on the Buffs defensemen getting the sticks active in the shooting lanes. 12:26 left in the 3rd period. CU, a little bit more aggression coming from the Pioneers. We've seen a little bit more zone time for DU. Looking to get within 2. Face off, center the point, up and out, and this will be icing on the Buffs. So another face off for the Pioneers in the CU zone. Time again starting to become a factor if DU wants to get back in this game. They need a goal and they need one fast. Faceoff will come into the left circle. Bjorndal will step in and take that against Alex Boak. I don't have the stats in front of me, but if I had to imagine, it would be 50-50 for both teams in the faceoff circle tonight. Stone with Bjorndal on him. Bjorndal and Sigmund pinching in on the forecheck. So we'll start to see how aggressive the Pioneer D-men will But begin to approach down by 3 goals. Sigmund in stride, Chainwalker with Bjorndal. Chainwalker, power move to the front of the net. Not able to get a shot. Sigmund will control it. Tough angle shot, and Allen makes the save. And after the play, a Pioneers player, that's Sigmund again, took a tumble. It's knocked down afterwards. So fresh bodies on the ice for the Pioneers. The Buffs will make a change as well. 11:42 in the third period. Blake Bazin has his brother out as well. Both Bazins on the ice. CU up and out. Again, on net, so this avoids the icing. Karlitz will cover it with the glove. So, face-off coming up in the Pioneer zone. And the Buffs really just about controlling the pace of play in this game. Again, just about playing smart hockey for the remainder. Not trying to give any life back to the Pioneers. Colston back on the line with his brother. It didn't start out that way, and Hunter Scott switching up the lines. Turnover, Blake, one-on-one, a shot sent over the net. Allen tried to play that with the glove. Blake sent it wide. Pioneers, though, looking to be more aggressive. Up and out. And Drench, excuse me, that's Tanner Simpson. And CU thought they beat out the icing, but the refs call it icing anyways. So it's going to be an offensive zone face-off coming up for the Pioneers. Excuse me, it will be a center ice face-off instead. And Ben trying to shield his body away. CU able to collect the loose puck. Neffs from below the circle. Smithberger has a man trailing. That's Steponio. Already had a goal on. Gets knocked to his feet. Steponio intercepted. Neffs had an issue collecting that puck. He had some space if he was able to collect it on the forehand. Tried to take it to his forehand. Ends up sending it to the neutral zone the other way. No harm, no foul. Neffs through the neutral zone stretch on the tape. Steponio one-on-one. Ben gets upended. Steponio and Ben take a collision. Shot sent over the net. CU though. Smithberger. Shot. Stellino up and out of play. And I just kind of want to bring you back to what the season series was last year. Right now, these two teams top of the division for the Big Mountain Hockey Conference, and CU going 2-1 versus the Montana State teams, while DU went 1-2, losing in overtime. They could have gone 2-1 if they. There's a penalty. Sigmund the other way though. Interrupt my thought. Tried to get it to Bazin. Wasn't able to get a shot. Gardner with a shot that's sent wide in the corner. Levkis will collect the loose puck. Sigmund forechecking on him. Levkis will backhand this the other way. Boak, cross ice, Sue on the tap. A nice passing. Levkis, 1-on-3, try to go through the circle. And we've seen Levkis do that in a game against CSU. Was able to pick a spot at the top of the circles. Sue on the other side. Gets it, looking for Alexandrov, finds him. Levkis trying to collect that puck too. Sigmund, Stone will pinch from the point. Finally will come free. Sigmund, or Chainwalker took the ball. The shot here blocked. That was Gardner. CU looking to milk some more clock off this game. Triplet, cross ice, has Sigmund. 1-on-1 from the point. Tough angle shot. Caleb make the save. Allen gave up 2 goals early on in this game, but looking very calm in this third period. That's always a good sign and what you want to see in the man starting a net. DU, time now a factor. Bazin, cross ice interceptor, look out. Chance, onside, 1-on-2. And a shot here, and Karlitz makes the save, was able to push off, keeps that one out. But just back to my previous point, DU going 1-2 on the previous weekend, lost in overtime against the University of Montana. And we take it all the way back to last season. DU led in this series. They beat CU 3 out of the 4 times that they meet, and ultimately beat CU in the semifinals to advance to play Metro State. And that's how CU's season ended last year. Face off coming up. Boak against Bazin. Face off tied up. And finally it'll come free for the Buffs. Excuse me. Seebeck was looking for Krug. Wasn't able to get in stick-to-stick pass. 8:14 left in the third period. Thompson gets it over to Bazin. Bazin not able to keep that out. And Seebeck, cross-ice pass, Krug. Shot here, and Allen makes another save. If CU wins tonight's game, they will improve their record. They'll go 4-1, and DU drop to 4-2-1 early in this season. Bazin able to keep it from the point. 5-car pileup, 3 Buffs, 2 Pioneers in there. The puck still pushed up against the board, still loose there, and Peltier trying to fish it out, and it will come away. Chance through the neutral zone. Takes it below the circle. Chance still holds on to it. Cross ice. A good move there to avoid the check of Peltier. CU. A shot from the point sent wide. And imagine that another goal here would all but just close the game out. In the corner, CU. Controlling possession. Chance. Swinging around the boards, intercepted by Bazin. Trouble with the puck there. And see DU's able to collect cross ice, no one's home. This is wave off icing. CU stretch pass here, tipped in. Ben took a awkward angle to it, eventually comes to him, kept it at the point. Looking for a tip, sent wide. Not on net. Stellino bumped off here, up, not out. Cross ice. Stellino again. Get hit in the corner, avoids a check, gets it to the point. Shot here, tipped on. Karlitz makes the save. CU having DU in their own zone. Stellino, a shot here, sent wide, not on net again, but kept in again. CU doing a good job of not letting DU spring it the other way, and this puck is up and out, and this will be an icing on DU, so the Buffaloes doing what they need to kill some more time off the clock. And again, I talked about it at the beginning of the period, just playing discipline-free or disciplined hockey and not going to the box. So far, no team has served a penalty in this period. And so Hunter Scott elects to take his first timeout. 6:08 left, and the the Pioneers need to score a couple goals in bunches. But this cycle and this forechecking for the Buffaloes making it difficult. Again, it was much from the Montana State game. We've seen it that Pioneers just weren't able to win any of the board battles or the foot races, and so much of that game spent in the Pioneer zone, and this period of deja vu again. So Hunter Scott talking to the team. You see Jack Gardner there talking to his team as well. So timeout over, 6:08 left in the third period. Pioneers looking to crawl back into this game. They lose. Seebeck will skate it the other way. Blake on his horses. Tough angle shot and sent over the net. He's looking for the glove side of Allen. Not able to beat him there. CU will be collected by Moen. Backhand clearing attempt. Neves has a man out front. That was Corey DePonio tapping his stick on the ice. Not able to get a shot there. Colston, a shot here and sent wide. Was looking to go the short side, the glove side of Allen. Was unable to do so there. Puck up and out of the Pioneers bench. Get a neutral zone faceoff. Tonight's the only game going on between the teams in the Big Mountain Hockey Conference. Tomorrow, Metro State will play the CSU Rams at the Promenade. We'll have that game here on Price Productions, and then following that game at 9:15, the Pioneers will face the University of Wyoming for their first meeting of the season. CU. They're in the cycle. Alexandrov. Bjorndal bumping him off. Lefkis will get this to the point. Shot from the point blocked and spent the other way. 2-on-1 at the hurry. Kincaid has Sigmund. Gets it over to Sigmund onside. And a shot here, and Allen was able to fight it off. Bjorndal behind the net. 2 Buffaloes on him. Sigmund will able to get the loose puck. With space, a shot here, and it's sent short side. I think Allen might have got a piece. With good pressure from the Pioneers. Chainwalker tried to keep it in. 2-on-1 the other way. Look out, Sue has Lefkis with him. Cross ice pass, and a diving poke check from Carlitz keeps that pucks away from Lefkis. And the official has his arm up. There's a Buffs player that's on the ground. And Kiefer Chainwalker doesn't have his bucket on. Trying to see who's on the ground, and that's Dmitry Alexandrov. That it was on the ground. Sorry, Dominic. And it's Dominic Alexandrov that's skating to the box for a penalty. We'll see if anyone else joins them or if it's going to be a power play opportunity for the Pioneers. Oh boy, you would love a power play goal right here in this moment. So the DU penalty box stays closed. It's going to be a 2-minute minor on Dominic Alexandrov. So a power play, and it's going to be their, it's going to be their 4th power play opportunity of the night. And moments as I say that, it is Kiefer Chainwalker that joins the penalty. So I will imagine, I wonder if this is going to be matching minor penalties, or roughing, Kincaid is speaking with Neves and talking to the head linesman. So we'll see if they put 2 on the board for the Pioneers, and if we'll have 4-on-4 hockey. Right now there's 5 Pioneers on the ice, 4 Buffs. So it's still a conversation. See how they sort this all out. So Neves and Kincaid send the other way. It's still 2 minutes on the board. All 5 Pioneer skaters stay out momentarily. And Blake Bazin goes over to the head referee and has a conversation with that well. So Chainwalker's in the box, but still showing 2 minutes. Now the head coach for the Buffs having a conversation. And there, another Buff skates into the penalty box. That's Eli Powers that joins Alexandrov. So it is going to be a 2-minute power play for the Pioneers. Face-off 1. Gardner slap shot, and that's blocked. That's a great play by Stelino to get in front of that shot. Tommy Moen got into all of that. Wasn't able to get it on net. Pioneers need a goal. Moen over for Bazin, off the boards, swatted the other way. And Bjorndal had trouble with that puck. And so up and off the glass. That 30 seconds already off in this power play, and DU looking to get set up in the zone. Over for Seebeck. Cross ice for Moen at his skates. Wasn't able to hold on to that, and it's going to be offsides as Moen was skating in to the blue line. The puck was, he entered the zone before the puck did, so it's going to be a face-off in the near neutral zone circle there. Or excuse me, the red circle. 4:01 left in the third period, 1:20 on the power play. DU hasn't had a chance to register a shot on goal yet. Sent up and out, and that will kill some more time off of this power play. Gardner. Begin the breakout. Gets it over for Blake. Cross ice for Moen, and again, it hits him off the skates. And CU's able to capitalize on that turnover, kill some more penalty. Turnover, miscommunication out in front, and Boak was waiting. No one was there for the Pioneers, and that was dangerous. Bjorndal the other way, shot blocked on. Another shot saved by Allen. Seebeck, though, gets it up to Gardner. Gardner, a shot, and he takes a big hit at the blue line. And the whistle here, the ref, is there another CU buff that is going to join the penalty box? I think the answer to that question is yes. No. Excuse me, Sean Rosenberger, wrong. It's not going to be another penalty. The net came off the mooring behind Allen, so it's remained 5-on-4. 32 seconds left on this power play. Face-off controlled by DU in the corner. Gets it up. Colston gets it over Ben to Kincaid. At the top of the circle, shot blocked into the corner. Bazin will collect this behind his net. That's Sigmund in the corner. Tried to get it to the point, and that won't do it, and that will send it down the ice. One last rush for the Pioneers. 4 seconds left on the power play, and great penalty kill from the Buffs. Colston onside, takes a shot, sends it right at the net. 2:34 left. And time running out for the Pioneers to get back into this game. Sigmund bumped off the puck there, off the boards, and Sigmund again trying to keep it in, but the Buffs will send it the other way. Onside. Karlitz will stick it into the corner. Chance. Cross ice had Lefkis at the top of the circle. Lefkis, cross ice, has a man. Chance wasn't able to hold the puck. 2 minutes left, and the Buffs doing a good job trying to kill more of this time. Neffs keeps it in. On the stick, Lefkis, the puck laid there, and Karlitz able to make the save. There is going to be a penalty. This is going to be an interference call. I think this is going on DU, and it will. So for the next 2 minutes, I will effectively do it for the game, essentially. It's going to be Chase Thompson going into the penalty box. And so for the remainder of the game, the Buffs will be on the power play. And barring any miracles, that will just about do it for tonight. Face-off won by the Buffs. Chance on the top of the circle. Cross ice. Lefkis gets it over to Sue. Sue with a shot, and Karlitz with the save. Sue will step into the face-off circle. Controlled by CU, and shot here set behind the net. Karlitz maybe got a piece of that. Kincaid will race to the loose puck, kept in by Stone. Stone from behind the net. Gets it up to Chance. Chance with Seebeck on him. Over to Sue. Good. I like the idea from the Buffs there on the passing play. A little bit too fancy though. Sue, a nifty move with some space. Sue, a shot sent it wide of the net. Elijah Sue, new to the team this year. Nifty move there. A minute left in the third period. Caleb Allen with a stretch pass on Lefkis' stick. Gets it over to DePonio. Looking for Smithberger. Not in cahoots there. Clearing attempt, up and out. So, if the game stays where it's at, look out, Bazin with Colston, his younger brother out in front, and a shot sent over the net. Shorthanded chance there. 30 seconds left in our game. Smithberger onside. From below the net. Gets bumped off by Bazin. Clearing attempt up and out. 20 seconds left. And if things stay the same way as it is, it's going to be Ben Clark that's going to be credited with the game-winning goal. And the Buffaloes attempt to just keep it behind the net. So that will do it for tonight's game. 2 goals in the third period is overall the difference from Ben Clark that lifts the Buffaloes past the Pioneers. Final score here tonight from Joy Burns Arena. The Buffs 5, the Pioneers 2. Catch tomorrow as the Pioneers look to rebound against the University of Wyoming. That game will be 9:15. We'll have that streamed here on Price Productions. I want to give a big thanks to Douglas Sheffield for my producer and Claire Kostelnik as my camera. Sean Rosenberger on the call. And we appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. We will catch you at tomorrow's game. And have a wonderful night.